Hi. In the previous video under capital budgeting, we discussed about the features and importance of capital budgeting. Today, we will discuss about the widely used tools for capital budgeting. Before going ahead with tools, let us understand few terms. Time value of money. It means that a rupee today is more valuable than a rupee tomorrow. Present value. It is the current value of a future sum of money or stream of cash flows given a specified rate of return. In other words, if we expect any inflow in future, what will be its value today? If we have an inflow of rupees 100, at the end of next year, based on the inflation rate, we will be able to calculate its present worth. Generally, the present value is always less than the future inflow due to the increasing inflation or cost of living. Future value. That is the value of a current asset at a specified date in the future based on an assumed rate of growth. In other words, it is the value of an asset on any given future date. As explained in the previous example, if we have an inflow of rupees 100 today, future value lets us to calculate how much rupees 100 will be after a year or so. Next, there are many capital budgeting tools, but today we will be looking for only three capital budgeting tools which are widely used. First of all, payback period method. As the name suggests, this method refers to the period in which the proposal will generate cash to recover the initial investment made. It purely emphasizes on the cash inflows, economic life cycle of the project, and investment made in the project, with no consideration to time value of money. Though this method selection of a proposal is based on the earning capacity of the project, with simple calculations, selection or rejection of the project can be done with results that will help the gauge risk involved. However, as the method is based on the thumb rule, it does not consider the importance of time value of money and so the relevant dimensions of profitability. The payback period is the amount of time that is expected before an investment will be returned in the form of income. When comparing two or more investments, business managers and investors will typically compare the project to see which one has the shorter PBP or the payback period. Projects with longer PBP are usually associated with higher risk. Advantages. A company can have more favorable short-run effects on earnings per share by setting up a shorter payback period. The riskiness of the project can be tackled by having a shorter payback period as it may ensure guarantee against loss. As the emphasis in payback period is on the early recovery of investment, it gives an insight to the liquidity of the project. Limitations or the disadvantages. It fails to take account of cash inflows earned after the payback period. Next, let us have a look on net present value method. This is one of the widely used methods for evaluating capital investment proposals. In this, the technique of cash inflow that is expected at different periods of time is discounted at a rate. The present values of cash inflows are compared to the original investment. If the difference between them is positive, then it is accepted or otherwise rejected. This method considers the time value of money and is consistent with the objective of maximizing profits for the owners. However, understanding the concept of cost of capital is not an easy task. Advantages. It recognizes the time value of money. It considers all cash flows over the entire life of the project in its calculations. It is consistent with the objective of maximizing the welfare of the owners. Next, disadvantage. It presupposes that the discount rate, which is usually the firm's cost of capital, is known. But in practice, to understand cost of capital is quite a difficult concept. It may not give satisfactory answer when the projects being compared involve different amounts of investment or different timelines. Next comes internal rate of return. This is defined as the rate at which the net present value of the investment is zero. The discounted cash inflow is equal to the discounted cash outflow. This method also considers time value of money. It tries to arrive to a rate of interest at which funds invested in project could be repaid out of the cash inflows. However, computation of IRR is a tedious task. It is called internal rate because it depends solely on the outlay and proceeds associated with project and not any rate determined outside the investment. Advantages. Like the NPV method, it considers time value of money. It considers cash flows over the entire life of the project. It satisfies the users in terms of rate of return on capital. Unlike the NPV method, calculation of cost of capital is not a precondition. It is compatible with firms maximizing owners' welfare. Disadvantages. It involves complicated computation problems. It may not give unique answer in all situations. It may yield negative rate or multiple rates under certain circumstances. It implies that the intermediate cash inflows generated by a project are reinvested at the internal rate, unlike at firm's cost of capital under NPV method. The later assumption seems to be more appropriate. So these were the widely used capital budgeting tools. In the next video, we will discuss about another components of corporate finance. Thank you very much for the time. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.